So I set up Tadcaster Stingrays when I was 16. It's a swim squad for young people aged 11 to 25 with physical and learning disabilities, and it just gives them the equal opportunities that they might not have previously had. I think first and foremost, it's to make sure that I work out how that person communicates the best, because in particular within the disability world, verbal communication isn't always the way that people like to communicate. So talking to the parents and communicating and interacting with that young person will help me work out, okay, this person likes to communicate this particular way, and then tapping into that, even tapping into how that person communicates is the first step in creating that safe space for them to communicate, makes them feel comfortable, and just making sure that checking in with them, you know, if it is their first session, constantly checking in, how are you feeling, is everything okay for you, asking them at the end of the session if there's things that they like, things that they didn't like, or communicating with them in their best way to try and find out what they needed, if their needs were met, and what their plans and goals are for the future. Well, not everyone will stand up and say, I don't like this, I'd rather do it this way. So it's getting to know that person and working out the best way that they communicate, and often it's picking up on non-verbal cues, because not all of our swimmers will turn up and say, I don't like this. It'll be picking up on the small things that they are doing to make me realise, oh, okay, this is working, this isn't working, how are we going to adapt it to meet their needs? So one of my kind of overarching things for every session is making sure that the young people have fun, but we also have some training in there as well. So we've got today's session is looking at all of our strokes and the specific techniques of each of those strokes, and kind of this is where the individual or the individualization comes in, is that each young person will have their own slightly different technique, and especially when we're working within the disability realm, there are specific techniques that might not be attainable for some young people due to their limitations, but I don't see that as a bad thing. I see that as, okay, that's how they're going to do it. As much as I try and have a plan kind of for a month at a time, if a swimmer comes to me and says, I really want to work on this same skill again next week, absolutely, my plan goes out of the window and we will tailor it to that person to try and plan ahead. And there's always, again, with that open communication that we've built, the swimmers are always listened to, and even if we can't always meet their needs exactly how they're expecting them to, we'll explain the reasons why, so that they still feel that they're being heard, but we might just not be able to do exactly what they want. But by still feeling heard, they're then more likely to come to me again and communicate and say, actually, I want this, I need this, and we always try and accommodate it where we can. I think it's just, again, having open communication of young people being able to say, yes, I'm really driven and I want to compete, or also being able to say, actually, that's not for me, and having either of those avenues be completely fine and no judgment whatsoever. You know, everything's welcome and every goal is supported and every small achievement is celebrated as much as any achievement. You know, any achievement is a good thing, whether it be perceived as a small thing or whether it be getting a gold medal. And that for me is more important, that each young person has their own journey, and that doesn't need to be a pressurized journey into being the most elite person in the world. That just needs to be, okay, you set yourself this goal, did you meet it? If you did, absolutely fantastic. We really, really celebrate the small individual goals, and even if you haven't got all the way to the goal, let's look back and think where you were to where you are now and celebrate every single step in the process. Yeah, so the last 10 minutes of every single session is swimmer-led fun, and we've had that for years now, and it's all the swimmers get to say, you know, we give them a selection of different water-based activities that they can take part in. Some of them have been developed and brought in to us by the swimmers themselves, you know, not something that the coaches would have thought, oh yeah, let's do that. It's the swimmer saying, can we try this? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it, why not? So we have that, and that's always a swimmer's choice of what they want to do, and if new ideas come up, then we'll give those a go as well. And that the lane system kind of goes out the window for that. Whatever swimmer's activity they want to do, they can do that, so everyone's mixing towards the end, everyone's building those friendships, those communication skills, which is just really good fun. I think one of the biggest things is recognising that young people are an expert in themselves. You can't, as a coach, you can never assume that you know what's right, what's best for the swimmers, unless you've had that communication with them. Ask them what they want, ask them what they need, and do everything in your power to meet those needs and to create the opportunity for them. They are the experts in themselves, and they'll tell you when it's right and when it's wrong. Listen to them, and where you can, make the changes to help them maximise their potential. I think one of the big things is never assume that you know everything about something. There's always spaces to learn, and in particular learning from the young people themselves, always having that communication open, always asking for new different things that they will come to you, and even if you think it's completely mental when they first kind of bring it to you, give it a go and adapt it in a way that you can use. And also just creating that network. We've got young people in, you've got the parents, you've got the friends, you've got the family. If you've got everyone involved in this young person, their journey will be a lot easier. You'll be able to learn so much from them if you've got those positive relationships with kind of the whole network of this person. And it also increases the kind of huge positive role that sport can play in a person's life, is it trickles into every aspect of their life. So use that network as well that's already there, bring it in, and the positives will come out as well. I think this is something that's really overlooked sometimes in sport, is that the skills that you can get from sport, no matter what it may be, will really show themselves in every aspect of a young person's life. We've got the communication skills, the friendship skills, and most importantly, when you create a safe space for young people, they'll start self-advocating and they'll start believing in themselves, and the confidence levels that I've seen, the change in every single one of the swimmers that we've had come, no matter how long they've been here for, the huge kind of increase in confidence where they've been somewhere that they've felt accepted is, I'm very, very privileged to be a part of that, and to see that these amazing young people are being so much more confident in themselves, and all these skills that they're building within the sport is going out to every single aspect of their life.
I think it's really good. I think it's absolutely great. I think it's absolutely amazing. I love the grass swimming. I love taking part of what I can do and do the best I can.
Can you tell me, do you love it? Yeah? Do you love it? Do you love at galas? Can you think, what did you win the other week? You won a medal. Won a medal. And was that good? Did you show your family? What did they say? They said it was good. Amazing. And do you have lots of friends at Stingrays? And can I ask it again, do you like swimming? Amazing. Well done. Woo!
My favourite thing about Stingrays is seeing my friends every time and seeing I'm the best coach ever. The coach is really good, so I really love my sister in the world. I love all good coaches all the time.